Good morning, all. It's the start of a beautiful day. Another Saturday. It's going to be a hot one today. So they say it'll be hotter elsewhere than it will be where I am, but it's always cooler because I'm right by the coast. Right, we had 8 crosses submitted this week then. Well, 7 and mine. Um, most of them in a cluster, as you can see here. We've got one up here on the right. I can't see that myself, but I'm in no position to be criticising anybody else's cross. I think these ones on the left are too far left, but I'm going to leave them in. Because, like I said, we only got 8 crosses. I think if that's exactly how the judging would turn out when we see it on Tuesday, I think they would probably remove that one and possibly remove that one. I'm not going to, on the basis that most of you are grown-ups. And when we see where the average is, you can decide for yourself whether it should be further to the left or right, higher, lower than the average. I mean, that's up to you. But I'm going to leave them all in. And the idea being, I always say that the average is sort of irrelevant. It's what people are thinking. So, most people seem to be thinking that it's in this cluster around here. Let me scroll that list up there. So I'm not the bottom one, but I'm the bottom of that cluster. So I'm tempted to go slightly higher. I might go slightly higher, I'm not sure. I'll have a look in a minute. When I've put the average in, and I will take into account that the average will have been calculated with this one up on the far left and this one down on the bottom left. So we draw some lines first then, because we can see what a spread it is then, can't we? With my old shaky hands. See, quite a wide spread from there because of those 2 on the left. If they were taken out, that would be quite a narrow spread from this guy, which means, majority of us would be in agreement that would be up in that direction there. Now, it's going to be a big spread from this fella at the back here. See his left eye, which is on our right. For me, I don't think he's looking very high with that left eye, even though at first glance it looks as though he's looking quite steep. Now, it's a big spread from him because of that one. But like I said, if you drew extra lines, which I won't because it just causes confusion, then that one there would have been the top one, just above the cluster. And actually, that would have been furthest to the left as well. So it would be a relatively narrow spread from both players. Now, the average is going to be in there, as we know. So what is the average? Let's have a look. I already know what it is because I've already looked. There's the average on the screen, that yellow cross, and it is 22971195. Now, obviously, if I took those 2 on the left out, it would be further to the right. So what I would usually suggest is put that average onto your screen as a coordinate if you want to, and work from there, whether you think it should be higher, lower, further to the right. I do think it should be further to the right, and I think that cluster there, where most of us are gone, would be spot on. So I'm going to stay in the line that I am. Let me make mine flash again. But I think I'm just going to go slightly higher. And I'm only going to play my freebie this week, I think, probably. I don't know. I'll do that when it comes to it. I didn't get a discount today. I had 20. On the daily spin, I had another 20 tickets for the Range Rover. So I've now got 70 tickets. 70 tickets for the Range Rover, but there'll be millions because it was only 6 pence a ticket anyway. Plus they're giving them away left, right, and centre. So I had the mega tickets thing this morning. That's what I hit on the daily spin. All right, let me get that target down. So for the person that asked this week, we use Crosshair, which is if you go up into extensions in your Google browser, and then add an extension, search for Crosshair, and install that. And the guy that wrote it has very kindly fixed it lately. And then you can get the average, and you can also get this draggable target. So I'm going to put that draggable target about there. So that's where I've put it over the average there. So it looks like, our bunch of crosses then would be in sort of mainly 2 and outside the edge of 2 in 3. But I think it'll be further right than that anyway. So I think a lot of our crosses would be in zone 1 and 2. Or going by that, if I'm going to go up slightly, I'm probably going to end up in 2, if that was a thing. But see, there's always that possibility. And I think, as much as I think these, 2 on the left are too far to the left, I can't complain. And nobody can really complain about, crosses being sort of away from in. It's a bit like voting, isn't it? If you didn't vote, you can't complain about who got voted in. And it's the same here. If you haven't submitted a cross, then you can't really complain that somebody else's cross is not to your liking. Right, so that's that. Let's move on to Revcomps. I've only got one on Revcomps. When is this for? This is Thursday. I don't want Thursdays. I want Mondays. Let me scroll up to Monday. So all I've got is, I just chucked one on this Golf R. I didn't bother with anything else on there for Monday. So that's the only one I've got on Revcomps. Since they took away the auto draws for the cars, I hardly bother. And then I've got nothing for Thursday, next Thursday. I might well jump on this one because, like I say, they have those freebies throughout the week where they say, if you spend £2 or £3 as well, we'll give you a couple of £100 extra credit if you win. I mean, I'm not likely to win, but I get sucked into it. I mean, it's just 50,000 tickets, but it's £100,000 cash alternative, so yeah, I'll probably go for that as well. There's a few on 7 Days Performance I like. I haven't played this for weeks. Porsche GT3 RS and Audi Q8 plus 10 grand, or 145,000 cash. That's tomorrow. 30 pence a ticket. Tiguan and 5 grand, 10 pence a ticket. Don't know if I'll go for any of those. I do like the cheapies. Focus ST edition and £1,000 or 20 grand. That's only 6 pence a ticket. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of tickets when they're that cheap. What else we got? We got a Campervan plus 5 grand cash or 45 grand, 13 pence a ticket. Dream Car giveaways. I mention this every episode. It's got the blue Golf R, which I'm going to win one day. Or 650 grand tax. I'm still waiting for these tickets to get reduced in price. Perhaps they'll leave it at the last minute. Or perhaps they won't do it at all. But if they don't do it at all, I'll just buy a couple last minute. This one's caught my eye on the, what's it called? The giveaway guys. Automatic off-grid 4-berth camper plus 5 grand. $295 a ticket at the moment. I think that's 50,000 tickets. It doesn't look amazing from the outside, but they've done it in swamper style, but it's not a 4x4, it's just a 2-wheel drive. But it's alright. I mean, if you're buying a ticket for £2.95, it'd be a cheap camper, wouldn't it? But that's what I like about it, is the inside. It's a bit different from the normal ones. Well, it's much different, and I think it's a much better use of space. So you've got a nice sofa down there. I've gone through the photos. That cupboard at the back there, there's a fridge. A fridge comes out of there. There's a toilet like I've got, pops out of a cupboard somewhere. This seat here with that shawl or whatever it is draped on it, that opens up into another passenger seat. So there's 3 seats in the front and 1 there. So it's a 4-seater. In fact, you probably see that now. So those 2 front seats turn around. See, I like that. That's a nice layout. And with the pop-top roof, plenty of room to stand up. It's off-grid, so, I think it's a 1300 watt inverter. So you don't need electric hookup. You can plug your induction hob in and fry your egg. And there's your sink at the back, right? Plenty of cupboard space, drawer space. There's your fridge. I don't know if that's a fridge freezer or whether it's just 2 compartments for the fridge. I'm not sure. It might be a fridge freezer. It looks an expensive one. More cupboard space. There's your controls for everything. Yeah, I do like the look of that. Toilet is exactly the same as the one in my van. It slides out of a cupboard underneath. So it's very much self-contained. You can sleep 2 in a roof. That's the chair I was on about. Pops up out of that box. So you've got 4 belted seats and room for 4 people to sleep. And you can cook out the back as well. Right, I've been out and about early this morning because I bought myself a new camera. I don't get enough exercise. I don't use my weekend van, my day van often enough. So I thought, right, okay, let's get a camera, let's get out and do some adventures and film it. So I was out at 7:30 this morning, wandering around Porthcawl to test out the camera, mainly for its settings. Have I got the settings right? Because living by the coast, it can get quite windy. And there is wind reduction settings on it, and I just got it on. I can't remember if they're off or whether it's just on sort of normal wind setting. You can put it on a higher setting. So I haven't watched the footage yet. If any of it's any use, I'll make another video now when I finish this, and perhaps I'll upload that. We'll see. But yeah, I got no problem talking to a camera in public. But the reason I went out at 7:30 this morning is because Porthcawl is a busy holiday resort, and it's going to get hotter later, so I didn't want to be walking around in the heat. Also, because it gets so busy, and we've got, I think it's the biggest caravan site, Treco Bay, in Europe. It used to be, I don't know if it still is, and it'll be packed this time of year with families. So I didn't want to be walking around with a camera running and thousands of kids wandering about. I would have thought, like, I'm fine talking into the camera, but I just thought, yeah, that's just going to look iffy. So I thought, no, I'll do it now while there's nobody about. So I had a little wander around and I had a look down the marina, and I looked at Steve Strange's the mural of Steve Strange on the wall on one of the shops as well, because he used to live in Porthcawl before he died. So there we are. Thanks for watching then, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and good luck for Tuesday.